Namaste, Namaskaram. I'm a black belt in Kyokushinkai Karate. And I earned this black belt many, many years ago, my early 20s, my college days. And as part of that training regimen, the tournament system was very active, was very much a feature of your progress on that path of skill enhancement, of earning your belts. And I was always reluctant to enter into the tournaments. And to be perfectly honest, I was always trepidatious because I was afraid. These tournaments weren't tournaments that involved wearing pads or anything like that. They were full contact, knockdown tournaments, bare knuckle fighting. Pretty much the only rule was that you were not allowed to punch someone directly in their face. You could kick them in the face and everything else and punch anywhere else on the body except for a willful and purposeful direct punch to another person's face. I can tell you that you still got punched in the face anyway. I one time blocked a punch that was meant for my solar plexus, and I blocked it in such a way that I raised it right up into my mouth, and it split my tongue all the way up to the first joint here in my pinky. Now, the reason why I bring this experience up is because I was pretty much always reluctant to enter these tournaments and my excuse was that I wasn't ready, that I hadn't trained enough, that I just wasn't ready. But finally, my teacher, my Shihan, my master, pretty much said, you need to look at these tournaments as just another training opportunity. No matter where you're at, no matter what your level of experience, your training, your conditioning, any of that stuff, this is just another obstacle, another portal to enter into and take from and learn from and base your path upon. Now, this young man, Shiva Kailash Shambho, and forgive me if I mispronounced it, he, I believe, has had an experience. I don't know all of his background, but he is a devotee, a student of Sadhguru. Namaste, Namaskaram, as I consider myself as well, because it was Sadhguru and Isha Kriya Yoga mantras that directly led to my Kundalini activation and for my complete change from a life of headed into darkness, living in darkness, bad life habits that I was engaged in. The activation of the Kundalini completely changed my life and put me upon the path that I am now, a much more healthy lifestyle than the dangerous lifestyle that I had been leading. I don't want to go into the details anymore I don't necessarily want to incriminate myself with anything, but Kundalini and Sadhguru saved my soul, I believe, and I am forever indebted and will never cease to give credit where credit is due. Now, I'm not sure with Shiva Kailash and his background. When I first saw this young man and his video platform and videos, I was just like, I noticed the big statue of Shiva, his garb that he has on and everything. And I was like, yes, represent. And I mean, I kind of, I got my ears pierced pretty much right here. Never having my ears pierced, but it was because of Shiva, the 2 gold earrings. And I have a Shiva statue, not as large as that one, but it is a Shiva statue that I had ordered and gotten from Sadhguru's Isha Yoga Foundation. So anyway, when I saw this Shiva Kailash Shambho, I was like, hell yeah, represent, and that was pretty much, I subscribed to his channel and I've been watching videos and in this video that I'm sharing the the screen with, and I'll leave the link for this video here. The question was put to Shiva Kailash, if his desire to change the world was somehow going to be an obstacle or interfere with his own spiritual development. But I haven't watched all this video, but I think kind of like what's going on with the dialogue between this man up here that I'm running my cursor over, who is very knowledgeable. This guy is very knowledgeable, and he's kind of made the point that he is more knowledgeable than Shiva Kailash. And he's also kind of talking about the business aspect of Shiva Kailash, Shambho, and the money-making aspect and such. And he's kind of pointing this out as somehow interfering with his spiritual path. Now, I'm not going to comment on any of that stuff. I just wanted to make the point that with Shiva Kailash, whatever his business is his business. I'm not here to criticize. I think it's awesome that a young person has adopted the garb and is Shiva, and he's representing. There's so many things that you can represent right now in this world that are nowhere near as potent for a person to latch onto and begin to emulate and expand their consciousness. So that's his business about, making money off what he does and such. I believe he has a lot of followers, and he has a Discord server and people pay him money. That's his business. And I'm not going to comment on that. However, what I will comment on is karma. And karma is basically, it is a legitimate cosmic law, cause and effect and such. And any person, their actions that they take in this world, no one is immune to karma. And essentially, the law of karma, which is one of the most profound and fiendishly perplexing of reality's axioms, and essentially is the law of cause and effect, the law of as you sow, so shall you reap. Yes, truly, and this is a quote from the Upanishads. Upanishads, the oldest scriptures on this planet, part of the Vedas, expresses it in this way: truly one becomes good by good action and bad by bad action. Whether or not anybody is breaking the laws of karma for charging money for spiritual advice or guidance or any of these things, I don't know. I'm not sitting on the council of the judges for judging people's actions. That is way above my pay grade. However, everyone should be mindful that this law, or better known to most of us as Newton's third law of motion, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And if someone's engaged in fraudulent behavior and things of that nature, or taking money from people and not really giving them a potent product or a return on their investment, a legitimate return on a person's investment, their monetary investment, that is something that will be hashed out between that person and the universe with cosmic law and such. So, but everyone lives within the precincts of the ubiquitous law of karma, whether or not they accept its reality. Ignorance of this law is no defense in the court of cause and effect. And as Lord Krishna has declared in the Srimad Bhagavata, karma is the guru, nay, it is the supreme Lord. Every physical or mental action you perform and with which you identify yourself as the doer becomes a karma for you and produces a reaction which you will eventually have to experience. So whether or not someone's engaged in fraudulent behavior, or they're providing, a potent return on investment for, a person's invested currency or energy. Currency is just a congealed form of energy. Money is energy, after all. That is a karma that they will reap as they have sown. And in that instance, is a person's desire to change the world, can it interfere with their spiritual evolution? Well, if they're engaged, in somewhat fraudulent types of activities, you're going out on a limb. You're doing, you're taking the bull by the horn, so to speak. You're confronting reality directly head on. And trust me, it is always better to live with reality, because otherwise, without fail, reality will come to live with you. So it is, I will say this about a person's, their energy and how they choose to invest their time. There could be much worse ways for Shiva Kailash Sambo to invest his time. And I think it's great what he's doing. I'm just not going to give him any money, for guidance, spiritual guidance. I did subscribe to his channel though, and I'll leave the link to that particular video. So, but if he's offending the lords of karma, he will reap what he has sown. And I believe ultimately his spiritual evolution will be successful, because if you must learn from your mistakes. If you do not, you are on the path of entropy. You have championed ignorance, and you will never go beyond the fifth dimensional consciousness. So please hit the subscribe button and leave this video a thumbs up, as it indicates to the algorithm that the lords of karma are always watching. Namaste, namaskaram.